Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. Thank you all so much for being here with me. We got an incredible show for you today. It's a quick show, but it is a world premiere. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be showcasing the IBRO's brand new trailer for the upcoming film, WOODWOSE, Walking with the Wildman Part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, I got all three of the IBRO here with me. I got Chris Dawson, Jim Bradley, and Ron Madden here in the studio with me. I'm sorry about that. There's a bit of a static on the feed, and I don't know why. That just appeared, so I do apologize for that. But gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey, Brent.
Brent, pleasure to be here.
There we go. Once you guys talked, that static kind of cleared up, so I don't know what it is. It just appeared as soon as we went live, as usual. But, gentlemen, this is, I've got the distinction of being one of the very few people to see this film in its entirety. And I've got to tell you, the work you guys have done is just incredible. It's an amazing job, an amazing project, and it was really, really cool to be a part of it as well. But there was a lot different going on with this one compared to the last one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry there, Brent. I lost my sound at the start and I couldn't hear or say anything there, so I don't find me ignorant for not saying hello, but hello, everybody.
No worries. Can you guys go into just a little bit of what changed for this one versus the other one, and whomever wants to take that, that's great.
Well, Ron's a newcomer, so Ron can fire away at that one.
I think for the second documentary, we tried new variations on trying communication, calls, and other different technical things that haven't been tried before, as well as some old traditional stuff through music. So it's very diverse in what we actually have done. So I hope the people will like it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no doubt that they will. And Jim, how much more of an area did you guys cover in this one versus the first one, or was it about the same amount of sites? Uh oh. I might have lost the feed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me see what is going on. Oh, there we go. We got some kind of weird spike going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if we lost Jim, maybe?
I think Jim's done.
Okay. Chris, could you answer that question then? How much?
Just repeat it from it. Yeah.
How much more sites and locations were visited in the second installment versus the first?
So sort of cap it sort of roughly the same, amount of recreations and locations and stuff like that there. But one thing that we did want to do was to return to the location of the igloo at the end of Walking with the Wildman.
Yeah.
We didn't obviously want to spend a lot of time there. We wanted to go to new locations and obviously new highly active areas, but it was a must that we went and done that. And of course, that's why Ron was brought on the scene as an independent witness, or independent adjudicator, should I say? And of course, he's no longer independent now. He's in the thick of it now, But at that stage, he was independent, And well, as I said, we didn't want to spend too much time there, and we don't want to really go into details of what Ron thinks on that situation. But definitely, Ron did throw his weight onto that. And then he sort of just tagged along from then, and we went to another 1, 2, 3 locations maybe. Yeah, we went to a huge area which covers the South Tyrone, the North Monaghan border, and it stretches basically from the northern tip of County Monaghan right down to the shores of Lough Erne. We visited that area, and then we went to the Kingdom of Mourne, as there's no one here, the Mourne Mountains. But of course, there was a sighting that we covered in that area, and I actually took a couple of scouting trips there myself, and it was just after lockdown, after the main restrictions were lifted. I don't know what it was, whether it was an influx of tourists or what happened, but it just wasn't up to my appetite, Brent. So I didn't want to go in there. And fair enough, we could have went round it with the same thing happened. Yes, fair enough. But in all fairness, I decided not to do that.
Sure.
At the time, I was still president of the organisation. Of course, Jim's now president and Ron's now vice president. But at that time, I just found it out of place to go in squatching in an area full of people. So what we done was just went across the valley into the Cooley Mountains and done the investigations there. But it actually wasn't too far. It's just really across the valley.
Sure.
But it's all the one mountain range. But in Ireland, it's called a different mountain range, but it's really not. But that was the other location, of course, or the big location that we decided on, which Jim actually wanted to do in part one, but we didn't get round to it. And I think Ron was maybe a bit glad that we didn't. But it was the Big Dog and Lochern area, which is a huge area. It covers 150,000 acres or something like that.
Wow.
And maybe Ron and Jim then can tell you a little bit about that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got sorry guys, I lost connection there for a minute. I'm back on now, so apologies for that. The Big Dog location, as people that don't know about it, it's an area in Ireland, a vast area, but where trees have been pulled up from the ground, turned upside down when the tops of trees broken off and jammed into the ground. That's been noted on several occasions that has been seen. It's a vast area. It's it backs down onto Loch Earn, which is a massive area and full of islands. There's a couple of hundred islands just off the shore on this lake. I think the lake is about 35 miles in length. I'm not sure, Chris, would that be correct?
It wouldn't be far, maybe a bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you take in the entire system, the lakes are broken in two sections: there's the upper lake and the lower lake. So I mean, if you take in the entire area, it's about 100 miles long. But the particular lake that we were on was probably about 45 miles, roughly in length.
Wow.
We did decide that the best way to get round that place was by boat. So we got a cruiser, and it was a great idea. We could island hop as such between the different islands and check out the different locations. The weather went against us for a couple of days, but we managed to get a lot of stuff on camera that we want to people to enjoy. So back to Chris on that one.
Yeah, well, obviously it's like Jim says, it's an area that has a lot of history on the WOODWOSE, and I think. Well, I'm not going to go into details, obviously, on exactly what we came across, but I know Ron did find a few bits of evidence on a couple of scouting trips that actually nailed the decision to go there. Wasn't that right, Ron?
Yeah, initially yourself and Jim had did a scouting trip in Big Dog Forest itself, and the initial plan was to go camping, but that wasn't doable. The ground was just all cut trees and resown trees there, and there was no suitable ground there to camp. So I came up then on the second scouting trip. We did the other side of the loch, and we found a couple of tree structures and stuff. So we basically decided then after that we'd go the other route and go by boat.
Yeah.
And traveling by boat really opened up a lot of opportunities for you guys, right? I mean, it really made a huge difference in what you could do during this leg of the journey.
Yes, we covered a good bit of ground that we couldn't cover, say either hiking or driving. Now, one of the nights we did have to park up the boat and jump into vehicles because we were restricted by the weather one of those days, but it still proved very fruitful.
Mm-hmm. That was brilliant. I think one of the things for me being an outsider looking in, when I would hear of Ireland, I would think of, it's like all fields and stuff, but you guys have some pretty incredibly beautiful and expansive wilds there still. That surprised me. That wasn't what I was expecting. But because when I would hear there could be Bigfoot in Ireland, I was like, well, where would they live? But after seeing these works and seeing the amount of eco diversity you guys have, I never considered that. I just thought it was all just a few patchy forest things, and but you've got some amazingly beautiful places.
Yeah, well, people tend to think of Ireland as the Emerald Isle. Obviously, it's got the name for that there, and people think of green fields and rolling green hills and things like that there, but that's not really the case now, unfortunately. Well, going back thousands of years, Ireland and Britain were actually covered in forest from north to south, and then obviously the farmers destroyed everything and left only small patches of bogland covered in forest. Like my local area is one of the survivors, really. But obviously, in the past couple of 100 years, things have changed and they replanted. Some of the forests are natural, but a lot of them have been replanted. And so some of the areas are huge, and more so in the south, especially down around Rowan's area. There's an area just north of Limerick, which is it's like 45, 50 miles across. Wow. And that's just one section of that forest, and then I think there's a highway runs through the middle of it, and it's it's a place called the Burren on the other side of the highway, and it's something the same, So it's I think Ron measured it or something on Google one time. It was 100 miles or something in the forest,
Wow.
So
that's amazing. Yeah. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff, and I guess there's no better way to demonstrate that to our audience than let them have a look at the trailer, which we are going to give the world premiere of right now, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have a peek at this work of art that is the WOODWOSE Walking with Wildman Part 2. This is the premiere of the trailer, so buckle up. We're going in. The Grogak. The Gray Man. The WOODWOSE. Bigfoot. This is our continued hunt to walk with the wild man. Join the IBRO as they search the rugged landscapes of Ireland in their search for the legendary European Bigfoot that is the WOODWOSE.
Take off your laser a wee second there, because I've got idlo.
And there you see it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're all excited about. And, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys because you allowed me to be a part of this project. And I'm just here to tell you, it was an absolute honor, and I loved being involved. And thank you guys so much for that opportunity.
No, it's a pleasure, Brent, and we're actually very glad to have you.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's pleasure was greater than mine, because it was, and it was neat to be involved in the process in many, many ways. Of course, being involved in the paranormal world, I watch a lot of these things. I watch a lot of these documentaries and stuff, and it was really neat to be in that production end of it, and involved with that, and to actually have the exclusive to see to see all of the great stuff that you guys dug up, firsthand. It was a great honor. But what a wonderful experience for me, and also for letting the Paranormal Portal debut the trailer and stuff for the world. It's just such a cool thing, and you guys have brought some real magic to the show.
Absolute pleasure, Brent. And of course, my view is that the film wouldn't be the same without you. To be honest, you've added a very different touch to it. You've bridged the pond, so to speak, between Ireland and the USA, as many of our viewers will be from the USA, of course. So it does help to bridge the pond and help the guys to maybe understand what we're saying better.
I'm sorry, what was that? No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's obviously an incredibly ambitious work. I know you guys put hundreds or thousands of hours into this, and it definitely shows. You guys really have created a top-notch professional, observation of this, the WOODWOSE in Ireland, and your quest to document and research this, and you guys did a hell of a job, really.
Thank you very much, Brent. I just have to say too, that just to add to that, the guys, that before this film started production, that Ron Madden there was actually a skeptic about them even being in Ireland. Is that right, Ron?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, that's quite a turnaround, Ron.
Sure is.
Are you a skeptic now, Ron?
Not so much.
I obviously, I'm not going to say what you guys found exactly, but there were a few situations in there that I gotta give you guys a lot of credit. You stuck with the situation, even as adrenalized as that situation was, and as an incredibly profound as the situation was. You guys are cut from a different metal than me. I would have been Scooby-Dooing out of there.
Well, I think actually, well, Jim will have a wee story there about our cameraman Ben on that one, maybe.
Yeah, we have. When everything hits the fan, as they say, our cameraman Ben, he's 17 years old. And when we get afraid, he goes forward. He's nerves of steel. We wanted to run, but we had to stay for Ben. Ben wasn't moving. He was there to prove a point, and boy, did he prove it.
Well, it's going to be really fun. Now, gentlemen, this releases, is it the beginning of December? On the what date on December is it planned right now, Chris?
December 1st.
December 1st.
Yeah, it's planned for that though, but it just depends on how it goes. It may pop up a few days before. We just don't know. Amazon have their own laws basically, so it all goes by whatever they say. We have no control over that at all.
Okay, but it is premiering on Amazon as soon as it's available.
Yes, and hopefully that's targeted for December 1st. So hopefully maybe even a few days before that. You know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I even though I've seen the film, a large, at least a high percentage of it, I'm still really excited to sit down and watch the whole thing from front to finish, because it's just, I don't know, it is an incredible journey you guys documented, and not only to see what you guys are seeing, but to be in those moments with you. And by the way, excellent choice on the music. It is such a great addition to the whole presentation. You really picked out some amazing pieces. So my hat's off to you.
Yeah, that's down to Chris.
Yeah.
Well done, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll just have to put this across too. What you guys, I know you guys have seen bits and pieces of the film, but this is just the way things go. This is the way things go in most cases in making movies. The entire opening sequence that you guys have seen, right up to I think the first 3-4 minutes, has completely changed from the last time you've seen it. So it no longer exists. It's all been completely cut out and refilmed.
Oh, nice. That's really exciting.
Yeah, so that's just one of the things, that happens. But you do something and you're not happy with it, you know what I mean? So it has to go, And I think the main reason for that there was when we started off, we were coming in from part one, obviously, and the standard sort of went up and up and up as we went through filming. The guys will tell you that. Mm-hmm. Even with equipment came as we filmed each part. We got a new bit of equipment and so on. And by the end, even by the mid point of the film, the standard was very, very high. So that's why as a director, I just said, listen, I'm going to go back to the start here and just go wipe, and that was it.
Wow. Now I'm really excited to see how it all comes out in the end. But gentlemen, any final thoughts on this before we end the show?
Ron?
Don't forget, guys, there's still part 1 available on Amazon Prime if you want to look at it before part 2 comes out. We have an organisation set up now in Ireland. It's called the Irish Bigfoot Research Organisation. So if you want to hook onto that as well on Facebook and YouTube, the links will be there anyway through Paranormal Portal, and just hope you enjoy it. And Brett, thanks for hosting this.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
And Jim?
We also hope that the folks really enjoy it and get to see what we have over here. And hopefully, fingers crossed, somebody that sees it from here might come forward with a story or two, and we can investigate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that does seem to be the case. I mean, these are only the stories you guys are familiar with. Some of the things you guys have been on top of, but just think how many more are out there that have never seen the light. That these stories have never been shared before.
Yeah, well, that's the thing the problem we have here, and I think maybe in a few weeks, maybe Brent, if you want, we can actually come on and do a show just on research for you if you wish.
Oh, please, yeah.
Knowing the WOODWOSE related. Well, it will be WOODWOSE related, but not the WOODWOSE movie related. Mm-hmm. But certainly we can come on and have a chat about those things in a few weeks' time. Yeah, if the boys are willing to do that.
That'd be great. I'd love to have you guys. So just let me know when, and we'll make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, Brent, yourself. Any final thoughts yourself? I mean, you're actually a big part of this film yourself, Brent. You're the narrator. Yeah. And as you said, you've seen a good part of the film yourself. Any final thoughts from yourself on it?
Well, I have seen both films, and the first one was really impressed me because it was really, really well done. But to watch this one and to see how much more you guys put into it, it was just so impressive. Not only that, you guys covered so much more, and you brought more tools to the table to work with, but just your approaches were so diverse and cool. I learned a lot actually watching it. How you guys work and some techniques you're using, and I thought it was excellent. So you guys actually have a real diverse approach, which I think is phenomenal, and I think that'll definitely increase your odds of catching something amazing as time goes on as well.
Actually was I'm not going to say too much on this one here before we finish, Brent, but you've actually got a little bit of a part in the film yourself as well now. It ended up that way.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen that yet. I'm looking forward to it. But gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor. Thank you once again for letting the portal be the place where we launched this from. It's a distinct honor. I'm very sincere about that. It's just really been an amazing project. I'm absolutely thrilled to have been a part of it, and thank you for coming here to launch it to the world.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
No problem, Brent.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, beginning in December, Amazon Prime, WOODWOSE, Walking with the Wildman Part 2 will be available, but Walking with the Wildman Part 1 is already available. If you haven't seen it, go to Amazon Prime, check it out. It's well worth the watch, and it's a great setup for the release of Part 2. So I hope you guys will do that and continue to support the IBRO. Reach out to them and, become involved. It's just a great organization, wonderful people, and some phenomenal things going on there. So thank you all so much for being here and being a part of it. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll be back at you soon out there. So you guys have a great day.
Thank you, Brent.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Good day.
Take care, guys.